President and CEO of joint venture Silicon Valley Network.
You realize that when we talk about Silicon Valley, we're talking about not a place, but a thing. We're talking about a phenomenon. What we know is the world's epicenter of innovation, of entrepreneurship, certainly of technology. It's a place where really creative, dynamic things happen. Today, Silicon Valley is most striking because of the diversity of its portfolio. Everything from nanotechnology, biotech, new social media, internet, IT infrastructure, applications, software, just a whole gamut. Always encouraging about Silicon Valley is that we continue to be the land of startups. We are such a startup-rich environment. Today in Silicon Valley, there are 23,000 startup companies, big enough to the point where they've had to register or incorporate. So these are firms with 7 or more employees. Silicon Valley really still seems to be as dynamic as it has ever been. The growth is going to be fueled by cloud computing, mobile devices, and the applications, IT infrastructure, by social media, and then we hope clean tech. When we look at the glasses half full, we would say Silicon Valley, amazing, prosperous, thriving, dynamic region, and all those trends seem to be continuing. So why would Silicon Valley be at risk? Well, some of the problems aren't of our own making. They're just larger forces that are going to start catching up with us. 70%, I have to repeat that, 70% of engineers, technologists, entrepreneurs are Indian or Chinese. The tide of immigration is slowing down to a trickle. If people are coming from other places, are we raising a homegrown workforce that can move into those kinds of jobs that we create here in Silicon Valley? And there the answer is not good jobs. They're not company jobs. The jobs that we're creating are altogether different. They're mostly contract jobs. And the new model is to stay small. We want to be lean, nimble, flexible. That's how we compete in these very competitive international markets. Largest growth by firm type is what we call firms with no employees. No employees. What do I mean by that? I mean firms where it's just a sole proprietor. The way you get a job now is you have to be scrappy, you have to invent it yourself, you have to work for free, you have to do internships, and that leads to project work, and then maybe that leads to something more long-term. It's kind of exciting. The people that are employing themselves in this way have tremendous freedom, wide degrees of liberty to structure their workday and their work-life balance. And they work from home. Like the office is almost a thing of the past. The downside is that we're missing the things that corporations were providing historically. And what was that? Well, it was security, and it means that things like healthcare benefits, other forms of security are now on the burden of the individual. How do you provide portable benefits? How do you provide a safety net or a trampoline when people have to make those difficult transitions into new industries? We've become this gathering place for the best minds and best thinkers and innovators, and we've built a culture here that continues to feed that. And so I still like our chances, but I hope we don't take it for granted. I hope there isn't any complacency that sets in, so that this really can be, as you said, the kind of place that our children can also enjoy, and our grandchildren. Thanks.